Hello my lovely friends, and welcome in another tutorial. Welcome in Anna's Passion channel. Today I will be sharing the ideas and details how to create a very simple scrapbooking card for First Holy Communion. Probably some of you will have a celebration in the family going, maybe for your daughter, for your son, maybe for the grandson or granddaughter. I know it might be a little bit different, but the celebration is approaching more likely in May. Some of you will have the possibility to be invited for this special and magical moments of the First Holy Communion. So I thought I will share the idea with you, and maybe you will grab the inspiration and create something as well. Maybe you will have the occasion to actually go and celebrate it together. So I'm going to reverse the camera at my desk, and we will be working today with beautiful, absolutely gorgeous collection from Scrap Boys. You know, I'm very passionate about this brand, and they have beautiful selections of papers. I will be working with quite oldish collection, but still absolutely gorgeous, and this collection is absolutely perfect for First Holy Communion, for weddings, for like a springy project. It's gonna be with Primavera's collection. So let me reverse the camera, and we're gonna meet at my desk and we'll follow the steps from there. So get your supplies ready, and we're gonna start working and create the First Holy Communion card together. So welcome at my desk. I have the beautiful collection out already, and this is the paper what I will be working with, and the size of the card base what I will be using for my First Holy Communion card is size DL, so it's 10 by 20 centimeters. It's very great size of the card, and lately this is one of my favorite card bases what I'm lately working on. So I hope you're gonna find that also enjoyable as much as enjoying it too. You can also create the different size of a card. It can be for example square, whichever works for you, whichever applies to you. Then you have a choice to choose. This is what works for me, and this is what I'm sharing with you. So I have this beautiful pattern paper with this beautiful orchid background, and at the back we have beautiful frames what we can use, for example, in our album. But for today's tutorial I will be using this pattern paper as my background, and on top I will apply this beautiful cloudish effect, and at the back we have this beautiful also orchid composition. But I think this is gonna look really gorgeous together, and this is gonna be my paper underneath, and this one will be picking on top. So this is gonna be for the girl, and for the boy I have a beautiful yellow and creamish background paper with beautiful also orchid composition, and at the back we have beautiful also I would say plain, but not plain, because we have beautiful like a bleached background, cloudish background with a bit of a interest on the background with the little dots. But I will be working on this side, and this is gonna be my bottom layer, and on top I will apply this beautiful blue cloudy bleached I would say paper with the beautiful script, and I think that will be just perfect for the boys card. So let's begin. Let's start without any further ado. So what we need to do firstly, we need to measure the paper for our background firstly. And as you know, I love and enjoy working with creating a little margin on my bases. So without obviously any exception, this is gonna be also the case. So I'm gonna just sketch a little lines where I need to cut my paper, and what I need to do, I need to cut 3 strips of that paper like so. So I'm gonna bring my paper trimmer, okay, without that, okay. So I'm gonna just cut the bottom off, and I will cut the 3 strips of the paper like so. There we go. Now if you don't like to create with a white margin, then by all means you don't have to. You can just cut the paper and cover the whole card base if that's the way you prefer it. The choice is absolutely yours. I always like to have a white margin on my card, and I think this looks really nice, really, I would say, clean, aesthetic, and it's really, I would say, rewarding for the eye. It's really pleasant for the eye. So I've got 1, 2, and I have this one also there, like that. Okay, so I have 3 strips of this beautiful background, and I also need a 4th one for the back. However, for the back we can choose something different. We don't have to use the same one, because the main important things what we need to work on is the front. So we have beautiful paper for the front, and then we can have the paper inside as well. And for the inside we can also cut the corners. We can round them round, and we can cut the corners, so we can slide a white piece of paper for the wishes for the recipient, whoever we're gonna give this card to. So without any further ado, I'm actually gonna get my corner punch first and pinched out the corner on the on these papers firstly, like so. There we go. Now if you don't have a corner punch, I would highly recommend you to get one of those, because it will come really handy and it will last you for a really long time, and you will be using in your scrapbooking project, especially with cards, I would say, and it really gives that special delicate look to your project. And yes, it looks really aesthetic, I would say. It looks really nice. So we have those ready, and also we can punch down the corners on our card bases. So 1, 2, didn't catch it properly, 3 and 4. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to leave that inside for time being, because I know this is going to be fitting there, and I know this one will go on front. Okay, so we can leave that for time being on side, and we can also do the exactly same thing for our boys card. So I'm going to just firstly cut the bottom of the paper. Oh, by the way, if anyone needs the code, then the code for this paper was Prim number 01. That's the strip, and for this one was Prim 06. So it's a page 06 from Primavera's collection. Beautiful papers. I would highly recommend you to get those if you don't have it yet from Scrap Boys. Now, if any of my friends from US watching this tutorial and you would like to know where you can find the Scrap Boys paper, then I would highly recommend you to visit Cindy Crane shop, because she stores Scrap Boys paper. So definitely the place to check. And yes, it really is great to have those paper in your stash and use them and work with them, because they are so super pretty. And especially if you need a nice delicate project, they will really come handy to you. So that would be definitely my advice for you to go and grab it. Now, if you are in UK, there are various shops you can buy them from, and if you have your any own preferences where you're actually shopping online, or if you actually have any specific shop where you go to which is not online and you can find those paper there, then I would highly recommend you to get those, because they are so beautiful. And I remember one of the lovely comments from one of you that you really would love to see more tutorials using Scrap Boys paper. So here I come. I'm coming to you with your request, so I'm hoping you're gonna enjoy it. So let me just cut those there. Okay. And because this paper is so gorgeous, it's so really nice and plain, I will be inserting that inside of my card. So for this one, I don't really particularly need to add white insert paper, because we have beautiful white background there already. So we don't need to create the corner punches to insert the white cardstock. But for the girl, we definitely will need it, simply because we have a quite busy background, and if we do a writing, any message, it won't be just really easy to be it won't be just really visible, if I'm honest. So that's definitely the case. So however, if you have any different paper you would like to choose to insert it inside, and by all means, that is entirely your choice, whatever works for you, whatever you feel you would like to do. Or not necessarily you would like to just maybe put any paper inside, you would like to just leave it plain, and that's also the option. Then obviously the limit you've got, I mean the choice you have, it's not your limit, you're not limited with anything, is entirely what works for you. This is what works for me, and this is what I'm sharing with you. So if you would like to follow the same steps, then that will be great. If you would like to choose something else, then that obviously it's your own preferences. I really love this panel, and I'm thinking I might save for something else, because it's just so super gorgeous. And I think this one is so also beautiful. I'm just really doubtful what I need to do, but I love this beautiful greenish decoration there. So what I'm thinking, in fact, I might actually change my mind and use this one for the background, simply because I will have beautiful leafy background underneath, and then I can cover with this blue script paper. I think that will be just pretty good. So let me just get this ready. Sorry, I've changed my mind. as you are scrapbooking, you probably have changed your mind as well quite a few times. It does happen. We don't have to just stick to one thing all the time. We can just create something different, right? I'm just thinking I need to slightly cut from the bottom, make it a little bit shorter. It's a bit too long. Let's do that. Okay. Yes, that is beautiful. Yes, that is beautiful. Okay, my trimmer is not very sharp anymore, therefore it's leaving me a little bit of a distress edges, and that's not a problem at all. I can just trim them off gently with the scissors, and they will be just perfectly fine. You don't have to just worry too much. Now, if you have any particular method that works for you, any tips how you can sharpen your blade in your trimmer, then I would greatly appreciate your suggestion, because mine was working absolutely brilliant from when it was new, and now lately it's giving me a little bit of a problem and giving me that distress look. Okay, going back to my card. So this is the inserts what we have for the inside, like so. Beautiful. I absolutely love those papers. They're just so super gorgeous. And like I said, for first Holy Communion, for wedding project, they are absolutely perfect. Perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. So we have the panel for the front, we have the girly as well papers ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just measure the blue panel what I will be sticking on front as well. And I think if I will leave a little margin like this, roughly 3 maybe 4 millimeters, I'm not really like measuring anything in particular, I'm just I'm just using, you know, the guideline with, let's say, right, I need to cut that a little bit down. Let me just cut this a little bit down so I will know where I need to. There we go. So I need to know where I need to cut the. There we go. So it was like that. Okay. So I need roughly here. Okay. This paper is just beautiful. I love this paper. It's delicate blue. It's not too overwhelming. It's nice and soft. As you know, some papers really can be challenging, especially the one with so much going on them. When there's like very dark colors, very grungy colors, I would say it's quite challenging what to do with them. And I absolutely appreciate your comments, and I appreciate what you're saying with regards to that. So, but we will overcome those barriers. Don't worry, we'll overcome those barriers. Don't stress yourself too much. Therefore, I think for a delicate project like Holy Communion card, like for example wedding card, or even wedding album, it's always good to have a light pastelish colored paper, and the Scrap Boys collections are absolutely perfect for that. So I have measured the panels, what I need for the front. There we go. And we will start working on our cards. Okay, perfect. Take a look how quickly we have made the step, what we actually will be working as a base, working as a bottom background for our cards. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's pretty I would say easy to follow, and I would say this is really really good way of, for example, starting point. If you not create any cards yet, if you haven't created any cards yet, I would say this is really really good point to start, because those cards going to be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's not going to be too much what you need to feel overwhelmed about, scared about. And yes, so let me just put these papers away, and we can start working further on those. Okay, so we have those beautiful paper ready. So what I'm thinking to do firstly, I'm going to stick the paper inside of our backgrounds, like so, on our cards. And for this one, I also will need to cut the corners. So I have this great corner punch for the inserts. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we have those inserts. We've got slots where we can insert the white cardstock inside. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just grab a glue, and without much thinking, I'm gonna just stick those down, those bottom layers, to my card bases. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're afraid to work with glue, you can use the double-sided tape. However, in times double-sided tape might lose the stickiness, so you don't want your card to fall apart. And I've done that before, and trust me, it did happen. However, if you would like to use the double-sided tape and then afterwards secure it with the glue, then that is also great, and that's what I used to do before. However, now lately I've just stick with working with the glue. And what I like about this tacky glue I'm working with, that it dries clear. And also, what's the advantages of working with the glue, that you have a bit of a time to move your paper to the place where you're wanting to stick them down. And you don't have to worry that, for example, you have a double-sided tape and you have to peel it off, and then you can destroy the background, or you can destroy the card base itself. So I would recommend the glue, but like I said, this is my own preferences. What works for me doesn't have to work for you. If you have your own way of creating, then that's great. So I'm gonna just stick this beautiful inserts in my center. There we go. Beautiful paper, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so gonna add this in like so. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, right, okay, so we have it, we have that ready. Now we can leave that flat so it will dry nicely, and we can also stick the front panels as well. Why not? We can do that. There we go. So just the first bottom panel we are sticking now. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful paper, beautiful. Love, love, love it. And I have this pink beautiful background as well, what I'm going to stick. There we go. Like so. Right. Like I said, you can use the squares card bases, or you can prepare your own different sizes in rectangle. Depends whatever you want. Depends, for example, what size of box you're gonna put your card in. That's obviously your own choice, your own preferences. Okay, so we have these beautiful papers there, so we can leave those on side for time being. And what we can do, we can create a little interest to our front panels, and therefore we can also use, for example, the wheel trays. We can do the wheel trays. I'm gonna grab my ruler, and I'm gonna need my also foam, so we can create a beautiful interest to our papers. Don't press your trace wheel too hard on your paper, because you can easily make your paper punched out. Maybe not punched out, but you can actually rip your paper. You can cut your paper. It happened to me before that I actually was holding the trace wheel too hard, and I pushed it too hard. So yeah, and my paper split. So there we go. That's just a tip for you to avoid that happen. So I hope you take a note of that. Okay, and take a look what's happening with our paper when we're creating this little margin on our paper. It's actually helping to lift our paper up. Let me just take a closer to you. There we go. So that's what we have, and I think this is really nice, delicate, simple interest to our front layer paper, front panel paper. It creates that special interest, special look to our paper, and I think that is quite aesthetic. Now if you fancy, for example, do a machine stitching, if you familiar how to use the machine stitch and stitch it on, then by all means you have that option as well. I did try that before, but I'm not a very good friend with the sewing machine, I'm sorry. So I invested in sewing machine a few years ago and I sold it because we just didn't get along. Yeah, but it's if you are good at sewing, then by all means you have that choice. Yeah, like I see, I'm not a great with sewing, so hey ho, that wasn't my place. That wasn't my high point. So what I'm thinking to do now, I'm gonna stick my panel, and I think this is gonna be just super beautiful. I'm thinking maybe like this. I think it was like this and like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I always like to use a little those foam squares, also from Scrap Boys. They are really nice and sticky, and that it will create the dimension between the layers. So I always like to raise second layer so it's not flat. It creates extra that special interest to your card, and yes, that's what I like in my cards. And if you, for example, have any different method of, for example, raising your layers, you can use, for example, leftovers from chipboard. That is also a good method to raise your elements. You can use, for example, foam tape if you prefer it to cover the whole strips. I've done that before as well. We're learning as we go along, so if you have made any mistakes previously, if something doesn't work for you, then you've learned, you've tried, and you move on, right? And that's what we're here for. We're supporting each other in every way we possibly can, and that's what I like about the scrap community. Lately I'm also very passionate about my travel business. The community I am part of is second to none. They're absolutely beautiful souls, and with my travel business, what I'm running, if anyone's interested in saving and earning commission from booking package holidays, from booking, for example, single trips, just single flights, transfers, lounges, for example, spa breaks, caravans, for example, air activities, land activities, water activities. Oh my gosh, the choice is absolutely endless. If you are based in US, UK or Mexico, then you can drop me a comment and I'll get in touch with you and tell you what it's all about. So yes, this is my crazy two passions, my scrapbooking passion and my travel business as well. And what I also would like to do in the future, I would like to combine these two passions together. So I would love to teach you lessons with scrapbooking, with creating project, and I would love to travel the world as well. So if I can save the money on travels and get to different places for less than I would normally would do, then that's the bonus, that's the extra also fee to have. Okay, so if anyone's interested, then please drop me a comment and I'll get in touch with you. If you are on Facebook, you can message me on my Facebook, on Anna Slabieniek, you can find me, or you can just directly message me from my Facebook page, which is Anna's Passion page. Either way you can find me and you can contact me if you would like more information on that. Okay, so moving on and going back to my cards. So this is what we have. Beautiful, right? Let me just clean my card because it's flashing, my memory is full. So let me just sort that out and I'll get back to you and we will be working further on our cards. So I'm back to you, my lovely friends. I've cleaned my memory card. It was just full, was flashing. I don't know which moment we finished, what parts of the recording it didn't record. I'm hoping we haven't missed so much. So without much thinking, we're gonna move on and crack on with working on our card. And I have this beautiful doilies. These are doilies from Lady E Design. They are absolutely great for your scrapbooking project, and I think I'm gonna use those in this cards, and I think that will add extra delicacy, extra interest to my cards, so they're gonna look really, really cool. And what I've also done, I've also cut out the little circles from the pattern paper. So I'm going to basically for the look that I have underneath of paper, and then I'm gonna put it there, just bring the background up. Basically that's what I'm aiming for. So without much thinking, without much stressing on that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add foam squares, and I'm going to use the 2mm this time. The previous one I was using, it was 3mm, and for those elements I'm going to use 2mm. Scrap Boys have two different thickness of the foam squares available, 2 and 3mm. So it depends what the dimension you're looking for, then you can choose the different foam squares for yourself. And I'm sure Cindy Crane, my lovely friend in US, I'm sure she's storing those too, so you can do some shopping if you are in US. If you are in UK, you'll find so many different shops where you can find Scrap Boys products as well. And don't forget to get those squares as well, because they are very handy. So what I also like to do when I'm working, I also would like to add a bit of a glue. Although the foam squares, they have a very good adhesive, they're very sticky. However, sometime later on they might come apart because the stickiness will dry. This is what usually happens with the foam material. When it dries out, it's a little bit it's basically falling apart. So I have those ready. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to emboss elements what I will be using on front of my beautiful doilies. And I have those beautiful elements what I've cut out from the die set, what I've purchased. I'm not really sure where I've purchased that. It was some time ago. It was laying on my stash for, I think, over 2 years, but I definitely just thought, oh, it's time to use them. So I'm going to emboss those beautiful elements, and I'm going to emboss it only frame with those vines and grapes, and leave the circle in the center white, and that will actually bring a little bit of an interest to our card. And I will be working with Wow Gold embossing powder. It's a metallic rich gold regular. If anyone needs it, I would recommend you to get this one, because it's super good. It's super cool, and you will just love it. The effect of the gold, what you'll get in, is just wow, so gorgeous. So guess what happened? One of my nails also peel off, my semi-lac nails. They're a little bit overgrown anyway. I was meant to do them, but hey ho, I'm not expected it will just come off when I was die cutting my circles. But hey ho, those things happen, right? Anyway, I'm not gonna bore you with my nails. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to emboss those in gold. There we go. And I'll show you a little trick. What you might already know, what you already may do, but it's always good to share it, because sharing is caring. So yes. So when I've got everything used with everything with the embossing stickiness there, and I'm going to sprinkle the embossing powder on top. There we go. Now you can use the embossing pan if you're really precise with details. You can do that, of course. You don't have to be using the parts for this purpose. You can do anything, whatever you have on hand, and it works for you. But I'm gonna share a little trick with you, because obviously we don't want to cover the center of the this die cuts element, I'm going to grab tweezers. Here we go. I've got tweezers, and I'm going to tap off the excess of my embossing powder. I'm gonna hold it tight, and I'm gonna bring a brush, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean the area I don't want the embossing powder to be going on, like so. I know I haven't discovered anything in particular probably new what you don't know, but maybe that will come handy for some of you. That's a nice trick. So those areas what actually didn't stick too well, don't worry about it, we're gonna fix them in a moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just get the embossing powder melted with my heat gun, and when everything is ready I'll get back to you and we're gonna start working further on our cat. Back to you, my lovely friends. Take a look what a gorgeous effect we have, and this gold embossing powder is so gorgeous because it's so metallic. It really adds the extra interest to your elements. So if you don't have this embossing powder yet, then I would recommend you to grab it. It's from Wow Embossing Powders Company. Okay, so what I'm going to do, without obviously much stress, without much of overthinking, I'm going to add those foam squares. This is a 3mm squares. I would like to raise my elements a little bit from the background so they will stand out nicely, and take a look what's the difference it makes. It makes an absolutely beautiful effect. So our doilies are really like popping out. So I'm going to remove the backs from the tapes like so, and I'm going to stick them down. So what I'm mainly gonna focus at this point, I'm gonna to focus actually that my doilies, those centers, will be in, for example, in this place. So it will be like, I would say two, but pretty much in the middle of the second part of the card, like that. I don't know what to call it really. Like so. So it will be in half, but it's on the bottom half. So maybe like, I don't know, whatever you feel like. This is what the placement of my doilies will be, and I think this is gonna look really cool because at the bottom we can just build our composition with flowers and the other elements. What I need to do, I need to raise our focal points as well, and therefore look at that, this is just so beautiful, and this is what I was saying. This is a really great idea to emboss those, because it will add that extra interest to your card. They will look really nice. What I'm aiming for now, I'm going to reach out for more of those foam squares, and I'm gonna cut them in half, because I would like to slightly raise my elements so they will not be just lying on the doilies on its own. They will be slightly standing out. Take a look. Gorgeous. That's 2mm. Yes, I wanted 2mm. So I need literally just one square, and I'm gonna just cut it in half like so, so I can just add it in those small places. There we go. So I can just remove the backs of the tape. Now you don't have to use your nails, you can use your poking tool or any other way, whatever works for you. I'm various, if I'm honest. Sometimes I use my nails, sometimes I'm using my Tim Holtz poking tool. whatever works for you really. You don't have to be like having and enjoying like, you know, millions of tools what you have to buy and have on your stash. You can just work it around. Okay, so just need to put that placement, there we go, in center, and my boy one, there we go, like there. Gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring my fussy cut elements from the collection. Well, in fact, what I also have the chipboards with First Holy Communion. This one is in Polish. However, if you have any chipboards in your country, whatever your country is, and if you have your own saying of First Holy Communion, then by all means you've got the choice to use those, or you can just maybe invest, it will be one-off in the stamp, and you can just stamp it on the white cardstock and cutting it out, and you can also emboss it. Then that's also an option, that's also a way. So give me 2 moments, I will emboss those in gold as well, and I'll get back to you with my flowers, with my elements, and we're going to start building the composition. So I'm back to you with my embossed chipboards. They are absolutely beautiful. This gold metallic embossing powder from Wow Embossing Company is beautiful. Okay, so what I have here, I have some elements what I've cut out from collection. I have some beautiful orchid flowers, and I think I'm gonna just use some of those. I also have some leaves as well what I've cut out from the collection. They have beautiful elements matching together, so you don't have to just stress and thinking, oh my gosh, what I'm going to use now. Okay, don't panic, you are covered because everything is nicely matching from the collection. So I think I will just get all those leaves out what I need. There we go. Obviously I might not be using all of them, we're just gonna decide as we go along. We shall see where we're gonna go from there. I'm thinking, yes, this is really cool. I think I will use, well, in fact it will get lost a little bit with this beautiful pinky background. I think white, definitely white, the orchid elements will be the way to go. So I'm going to start build the composition firstly, and I think this is just really beautiful composition on its own. However, I'm going to just slightly step out of a comfort zone and just cut this simply because I would like this to go over there, and this one will follow from underneath like so. So that will be part of my composition. And the same I'm going to do for this one. This is really beautiful, delicate composition. So I'm thinking I'm going to just cut it through here, like so. Okay. So that's going to be my element what I will be sticking on this part, like so. And then I will use this one at the bottom, so it will be just nicely extending my composition. And then look, I have nice element where I can just cut it out like so. There we go. Okay, with the leaf. So if I will stick that way, and then I will use my Foamirian flowers, then I will have beautiful elements to go with. And what I'm thinking to use as well, I will be working with hot glue. So to make my elements stand out a little bit as well, I'm going to use the foam squares on the backs as well. of my elements. And you don't have to do that. However, this is what I think it will help for my composition to be slightly raised, slightly being more 3D. So therefore I'm going to use those foam types at the backs. So there you go. I think I will just stick this one just here. Okay, I'm not sure what I will be using for this yet, but I will just play with the elements as I go along. And I have some leaves, I have some elements from the composition, from the collection. I'm gonna bring my flowers as well and see where we go from there. I think perfect flowers to use for the girl, it will be maybe white and maybe a little bit tone it down with pinks. We shall see. And for the boy, definitely we need something to pop, also white and blue. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. So I have my box with flowers, and because it's gonna be nice and delicate, then that will be the one of the flowers I could use. However, it's actually blending with the bottom, so this one will nicely stand out. However, I think it's a little bit too striky. So let's see what else we have. Oh yes, that will be just perfect flower. So you see, it's always good to have a few different types of flowers. Oh yes, this one will also look good there. And I think we have, yes, that also will look good. And we have white. Yes, beautiful. Yes, these two definitely will go. Yes, this definitely will go. Let's see what else can I find from my flower stash. Maybe this, or maybe smaller one. Oh yes, I like this one there. And something pinky. Take a look. Yes, I like this one there. 3 is always good. 3 is always good. Okay, I think I'm happy with the flowers what I've chose for my cards. So let's dive into it. Let's dig in. Sorry, I couldn't actually notice sooner that you couldn't see it fully in my camera. I'm very sorry. I hope you don't mind me that, but I just didn't notice earlier. What I also think that we'll need some ribbons. So let me just go dig in and find some ribbons from my stash, and I'll get back to you in a second when we'll be just sticking everything together. Okay, I'm back to you, my lovely friends, and I'm gonna start working on my composition. I'm gonna start working on my elements. I have a beautiful organza pink ribbons for the girl and delicate blue, sky blue for the boy. So I will just start working on my composition, gonna start working on my elements, and I think I will start with the boy first. Yeah, why not? So I have my hot glue gun ready, so I'm gonna just apply a small amount of a hot glue for my first elements, what I would like to add to my card, like so. Okay, I think that will look good. Now I can decide of the ribbons where I can place them. This way, yes, this way. I think I will go for there. I know some of you actually sticking the ribbons as the last part, but sometimes you can just decide on the placement as you're working on your elements. It's always good to do it that way too. Okay, look at that. Perfect, right? Perfect placement. Okay, now I have this beautiful. Okay, yes, that looks good. And I think this one we can just add it across like so. Okay, lovely. Right, okay, Lovely, 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 lovely. Oh, the glue strings. I don't like the glue strings when they just go in your way. Okay, I like what I see here. Let me just try this there with this white. Yes, that's definitely gonna look good. So let me just stick my beautiful blue flower. Now if you would like to get to know and learn how I've made these flowers, I have a tutorial on my channel. That was one of the latest flowers I actually was making. So if you would like to have a look, then by all means I can link you the tutorial in the description box under the video. I would love to see if you can create those as well from following the steps from my tutorial. Yes, and it will be great if you tag me in your makes. It will be great to go and see what you've come up with. Yes, definitely feel free to tag me in your make. I have my lovely friend Debbie, she's always tagging me in anything, whatever she's making using my tutorials, and it's always good to come around and have a look what she's come up with. It's always great to see what she creates. Yes, definitely. So there we go. Let me just put this one there too, like so. Okay, right, so we have this flower facing slightly behind from the foamy flower, and then here we can just fill the composition using this tiny flower, and underneath from here we can just extend our composition so it's going in this direction like so. I think that will look pretty cool. We can also do it from this end if you like. I don't think that will be just the case. I think, oopsie, glue string, I think it will be just good on this end. Yes, definitely this end will suit better. So I'm gonna just add a bit of a glue, lift my foamy flower so I can move this one underneath like so. Ouch, hot glue stick to my finger. Okay, lovely, I like that. In fact, we can use this one there, we can use this one even there. Take a look, we can decide as we go along, and I think this one also look good. Then we can fill some leaves on this side. Oh yes, that actually look pretty good, even better than I thought. And we can add leaf on this part. Look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous. You like it? I hope you do like it. This one also look good there, and on this bottom one we can either use the magnolia or we can either use the leaf to extend our composition. Let's just give it a try. Oh yes, I love that. I love that. I think I'm gonna just stick that down without really overthinking. Yes, I'm gonna go for it. Honestly, I am going to go for it before I change my mind. Okay, so we have that. We have our beautiful orchid. There we go. Lovely. Okay, right, I think this looks really nice and elegant, and I'm pretty happy with the final outcome. What I'm thinking also that where are those leaves, I'm going to stick those in, and with my leaves I'm going to just crinkle them a little bit, so I'm gonna just give them a little bit of a shape so they won't be just as flat. Okay, I like that. I like that. Maybe I can just split this leaf and do it individually, like so. Let's see. Yes, definitely. That will work. So we can just put this one picking through there, and we can also maybe give it a try where we're gonna go from putting this like that. Look at that. I really like that composition. Or we can use it here as well, and that will actually fill composition nicely too, but I think I like it there better. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so let's put this through. Okay, yeah, let me just give a close-up. So you see, if you fill the elements like this, your composition will look rich, will look more dimensional, will look nice. There we go. So that's what we have, and you can also use the Amelia's beautiful branches. I think this one will look really, really cool, those tiny branches. And I also cut out a few swirls. I think I'm gonna go for them as well. Be careful, because they are tangled together with everything else, as you can see. So if you have any particular way how you can store them, then please share it with me. I'm not very organized when it comes to storing die cuts. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna just shove them in one cellophane packet, and that's what used to work for me. But now when I'm cutting too many elements and I'm trying to get them out, and everything's pretty much just tangled together. Right, let me just see if we can fill this here. Oh no, look at that. Wow. I think this will go definitely somewhere down the line here. What I need to do, I need to just get this a little bit shorter. Oh yes, that will definitely work. Yes, or maybe here even. Yes, I like that, but I also will try on this end. Let's see where we can take this. I like it there. Not gonna lie to you, I like it there. There we go. And maybe if we can just leave that longer and see if we can fit in here. Oh yes, we're gonna go with this. See, so you've got a chance to move your elements. You can decide on the final placement. You don't have to be just so stressed, so overthink about it. Just relax and see what happens. See what happens. There we go. This is gonna go here. Yes, you're gonna go here. And I think this is gonna be it for this one. Just maybe a couple of those little branches between the flowers. Yes, that will definitely will be good to have extra. Oh yes, that makes a much difference. Take a look. It makes a big difference when something else it's sticking out from under the flower. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we have that there, and that way our composition gets richer, gets better. Okay, this one looks good to me there. Okay, one more. Yep, let's do one more. Back to you, my lovely friends. Apology for that. I'm not really sure why my memory card is just so little when I have to just clear out all the recordings so often. I don't know what's the size of the memory card I've purchased, but anyway, I hope you don't mind, and I hope you haven't missed it much from what I was working on. Okay, that will go, oh, maybe not there, maybe go under. Let's have a look. Okay, yes, that definitely will look better that way. Okay. Right, you stay there. You stay, this is your new home. Right, okay, yes. Okay, so look at that. This is how you build in the composition to make it more standing out, to make it more 3D. So this is what we have, and we can just stick our sentiment underneath, like so. First Holy Communion, like so. Okay, so let me just put that aside. I'm gonna stick that in a moment. I'm gonna work on the girlies composition as well, so let me just bring those elements. I'm going to create pretty similar effect, simply because they're gonna be like I don't know, maybe twin cards, not cars. Where I got cars from? Seriously, like you see, I'm not very perfect person. I'm very imperfect, and I'm not pretending to be anyone else. I'm just me. Sometimes I'm clumsy, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is who I am. There we go. So we have these beautiful folders. We can add this one here. I think I will go with the bows first. So let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow. Let's just stretch them up a little bit. Just okay, like so. Be careful with your hot glue, don't burn yourself. I've mentioned loads of times that I like this Sizzix hot glue gun. The reason being I like it because it has pointy ends, and it's also good for me when I'm creating flowers. So if you have any different hot glue what works for you and you're happy with, then by all means feel free to use it. I love my Tim Holtz glue. Oh, like that. Let's just add this flower in. Right, you stay there. Oh, I love this one. Going here, like there. Okay, 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 okay. Hot glue, it didn't stick yet, so you've got a chance to reposition your flowers. Oh yes, I like that. Let's put you in there too. There we go. I also have a tutorial on my channel for those white flowers. These are actually poinsettia flowers, but as you can see, you don't have to just use them for wintry project. You can just use them for any different project. Who said you have to use a poinsettia for winter time in particular only? You can use it for anything else you want, right? Okay, so we have these leaves. What I'm going to just put it underneath, like so. Okay, where are you going? You stay in here, like so. Okay, right, I like that. I think this might go here actually. Yes, I think that will look good. There we go. Yes, I think that will go there. And then my little one, I can stick it, maybe, look at this. Maybe I can stick it there even. Yes, and I think that will be just cool. Yes, why not? There, no, no, no. Could be, could be, could be. But underneath I could do with some leaves. Maybe these 3 leaves will do the trick. If we can just put them underneath of my flower like that, and add it there. That look good, I think. Yes. Yes, but I also like it there. So in fact, I can leave those 3 leaves there, like this. So they will be nicely sticking out there. And this little one will go there. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry, I'm an awful singer. I hope you don't mind me being a little bit cracker, being a little bit of the edge. There we go. You can go here. Okay, yes. You can go there. And I think this white swirl will nicely extend my composition. So definitely I'm going to put this swirl in. Let's just move that slightly so I can get to the gap between. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. And I can just move it slightly to the angle. And then second one, I'm thinking, oh yes, that's gonna be a good placement. Or we can do it there. No. Oh yes, that's gonna be a good placement for this swirl. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like that. Okay. Lovely. Right, I'm gonna stick my leaves as well. I'm gonna just add a bit of a glue. There we go. Nice, I like that. I'm thinking I'm gonna add this leaf as well somewhere here. I think that will be just, oh yes, maybe like that. Definitely. So let's stick this on. Oops, my hot glue fall. Okay, perfect. I like that. Let's pick up my hot glue quickly. Okay, going back to these little branches. And when you finish working on your card, you can just remove your old glue strings. They are all over everywhere. So, oh, I haven't stick this one in. Oh, I only just put it in. Okay. As you can see, everything is tangled with the glue glue strings. Sorry, my pronunciation is atrocious. As you probably notice, sometimes my English is not perfect. The reason being it's not perfect because I was born and raised in Poland, and English is my second language. Please forgive me if sometimes I'm saying something what was not actually perfect, but I'm hoping you don't have a problem and you understand what the meaning of all this is, and you basically, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, let me just put this one there. Oh, I love that. That looks good. Yes, you stay there. And I think this little one will go just slightly, maybe. I like it there, in fact. Okay. Okay, I like it there. What I'm thinking to do, maybe I will add this larger one just here. So this is going to be a nice transition between my flowers, like so, and then I will add one more leaf there as well, just to rise it up, just to give it a little bit of a, you know, pop between. Definitely will do that. Take a look. It makes a huge difference, right? Makes a huge difference. So the composition actually flowing nice. Oh yes. Okay, maybe like that. Yes, yes, we can do that. Okay, let's put you in. And as you can see, when I'm sticking my elements using hot glue, I'm not pressing them. I'm giving them the dimension between the whole elements, so they're not super flat. They actually stands out. Oh, come on, stick it there, stick it there, stick it there. So I'm just sticking that underneath of the Formiran petal, okay, of my flower. There we go. That looks good. One more. Yeah, one more. Do I need one more? Let's have a look. Do I need one more? I think I do need one more, maybe just here, just to finish off my composition, to make it more greenery. I think it's a little bit empty there, so I'm gonna just add one final leaf there. Okay, yes, that looks good to me. And maybe I will add one more white branch. Oh, strings. Ah, look at this. Whoops, sorry. See, I even knocked my camera. Look at that. I am such a clumsy, right? Oh yes, I like it there. Okay, let's do it. Right, okay, and I think we are done here. I think we are done here. Okay, right, so we've got our sentiment. We can just stick it here, and that is our cards from today's tutorial. So obviously I'm going to stick that down using my glue. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't want to make this tutorial too long, too overwhelming, but I hope you have an idea. So that's card number 1 for a boy, card number 2 for a girl. There we go. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Please leave me a comment if you need any information on my travel business, if you need to message me about it. Yes, and thank you so much for watching. And once again, love and kisses to you all. You are so much appreciated here. Without you, my channel wouldn't grow. Without you, I would not be where I am today. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. And just a quick recap, I was working with Primavera collection from Scrap Boys. So once again, kisses to you all, and I'll come to you in next video. Bye for now. Bye bye.